Thank you so much
Yes.
for your support, for your
Yes, yes.
Thank
That
you
will
for your
be on
submissions.
the program I'm handing out to you. I'll tell you about it.
Thank you. Okay.
Thank you everyone for being here. So I have some announcements and things to tell you as well before we get started. But these are the programs for today, and they have the order in which I will be calling your names for those of you who will be reading your works from the call for submissions for the book that was published with this exhibit. And the website is at the bottom. It's www.studiobbb.org. So you can find out more there, and they're also on Facebook. So again, you can pass these around so everyone has a copy. And so this is the book that a lot of you are published in, and I'll come back to that in a second. So first I wanted to tell you a little bit about my background and why I care to do these things. Also, I wanted you to know 2 of my old English teachers are here, and one of them is James Stahl, and the other is Phil Rebko in the back. So yes, I'm probably happy that I ended up pursuing this. So let's see, the first thing I just wanted to explain, part of why I care about poetry so much, is I'm doing a 3-year poetry project on the manufacturing history of Berks County, and these are my first 2 books, and I have one more that I'm going to be starting soon. And I interview older seniors who worked in factories and mills across Berks County, and I then write poems from the content. So these I do have for sale out there, and any writers who are here who have their own books are welcome to write books to sell as well. So that is a big thing that I've been working on the past 3 years. I also have copies of a new publication that are out there. You'll see that's called The Key. It's about a year old. It is a positive local news publication. It started out of the Happiness Project in Reading, and it's been expanding into Lancaster, into Chester, into Montgomery County, so it's really growing, and it's available at more and more distribution sites of local businesses. And part of why I'm mentioning it is I started a community poetry feature in it, and so it's called Community Poetry, One Picture at a Time, and I use my own local photography of something usually in Berks County or around here to write a poem, and then I ask people to write their own. So the first one I did was on an icy fence for winter time. That's my fence down the street, and the prompt that we just finished with was 3 pig butts. And this was at an interview I did years ago for Lancaster Farming, and it was at Eckerton Hill Farm in Rockland Township. And they specialize mostly in like heirloom tomatoes that get taken to New York City, so they've gotten a lot of fame for what they do. But I sold those 3 pig butts, and I just had to photograph them. So those will be published soon in the publication, some of them, and also online on my blog, which is poetrywithjenniferhetrick.blogspot.com. I think I have info on that out there. My newest prompt is, it is from 4th Street down this way in front of the house. It's Coreopsis flowers that are blooming. So that's something, if you guys are interested in submitting a poem about that, you can do that. And if you pick up a copy of the publication, you'll see how to find out more. Let's see, in April, I know none of you are children except inside, but that's all right. We need to reconnect with that anyway. I'm doing a children's poetry day here on Sunday, April 23rd from 1 to 3 p.m. and it is for elementary school age children to encourage them to come out and read their own poems in front of an audience of their families and the community and their peers. So if you know any children who might be interested in that, I have flyers out there. You're welcome to take those. Let's see, and I teach a traveling poetry class. I also will soon be teaching my second flash fiction class and healing and identity exploring poetry class for the Chester County Night School. So the information on those 2 upcoming classes are here. This is mainly about my traveling poetry class. One of my students is here, Sam, he's in the audience, but we do different types of topics, like we often do river poems, collaborative river poems. We go to the Schuylkill River, different sections, and we sit there and observe and write and then work on poems together. We've also done auction poetry in Kutztown. We've done cemetery poetry. We're doing candy shop poems in the future. So sometimes we focus on just, general things, whatever we're interested in, but I also try to find themes for people to check out. So there's a flyer on that out there as well. And I have, my poetry list is out there too, my email list. So if you're interested in signing up for that, you are welcome to. Berks Bards, there are a few members of Berks Bards here. It is a grassroots nonprofit poetry group in the county. And in March, we're having my poetry professor come from Western Pennsylvania, and he's been a huge inspiration for me. His name is Dr. Philip Turman. He will be the featured poet for Brooks Bard's first Thursday poetry open mic at Goggleworks, which is Thursday, March 2nd at 6 p.m. at Goggleworks in the city of Reading. And then we have members of the Pagoda Writers here in the audience as well. He will be doing a poetry workshop for the Pagoda Writers on Saturday, March 4th at 1 o'clock. That location is pending, so if you're interested, Linda, who's in charge of the Pagoda Writers, is taking RSVPs so we can let you know where that's going to be. And also April is National Poetry Month, so that's part of why I'm doing the children's poetry reading, but Brooks Bards is doing Bard Fest. They have poetry events of all different kinds across the county. So you can find them on Facebook, Brooks Bards, and they also have a blog spot, brooksbards.blogspot.com. So, let's see. And then also for today, I had asked if anyone can afford it. I understand what it's like to not be able to afford a few dollars to give up, but if you can, we are asking that people donate $5 to help as a member of the writers, but also the audience. If you can, we have a jar out there. That helps because even though we have grants and certain donations, it doesn't always cover everything, and we'd like to keep the gallery in the community because it'd be a lot different if you didn't have us here. So if you don't mind donating, that would be fantastic. The books of Muse, they are for sale for $10, and again, that's just to help the gallery to stay afloat as a nonprofit, to be here in the